Hey everybody, it's Silver Seeker and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing another comment video where I go through some of my more recent videos and pick some of the more compelling comments or questions, pop them up on the screen, and respond and or answer to them right here. So let's get into it, guys. If you're interested in videos like this, don't forget to go down below and make sure you are subscribed. It really helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's read those comments. Okay, so we have our comments queued up really quick before we start looking at them. I do acknowledge that I need to do a better job of saving older comments. For example, I haven't done one of these videos in just over a month, and so there's videos weeks ago that I didn't even get to. I get so many comments on the channel, and I really appreciate that, by the way. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and take a look at our first one. This one comes from 48th State Prospecting. It says, where's the area to select CAC certification? This was on my How to Submit Coins to PCGS video, by the way. Does that come with standard gold shield? Great information. Thanks for sharing and see you in the next one. So CAC is actually a separate company. They are not part of PCGS or NGC. CAC is basically a regrader, if you will. They will put a sticker on the coin certifying that NGC or PCGS did a good job at grading the coin. Personally, I think it's silly to pay people to regrade a coin that we've already had graded by a company that we trust in grading our coins. For example, NGC or PCGS, we're supposed to pay them a lot of money to grade our coins, and now we're paying another company even more money to certify that the grades that NGC and PCGS gave them were accurate. So I'm not a fan of CAC stickers, but unfortunately, it is something you will have to then take the slab after you get it back from PCGS or NGC, and then send it off again and the slab to CAC to get a CAC sticker on it, and then they will send it back to you with the sticker. All right, so next up, this one comes from How to Submit to PCGS. This one, by the way, is funny. Colin, and my bad, Colin points out that on line number 6, I actually labeled that peace dollar as a cent. In other words, I labeled it as a penny. Oops, the good news is that PCGS knows what they're doing, so when they see the coin and realize that that's a silver dollar, they will correct it on their end. But yeah, unfortunately, I did look back at the video, and sure enough, line 6 I actually I selected the penny instead of the peace dollar. So my mistake there, and I'm glad. And by the way, I've already looked at my submission on PCGS's website. It's in grading right now, and they are grading them, and yes, they do have it listed as a dollar, so all good. All right, next up, this one comes from Why is Silver Down? We called a bunch of coin shops and asked them why silver's down. A lot of you guys really liked it, Shop 3, by the way, and actually I'll show you a comment about that in a second. But Jeff Smith goes, wasn't that a female? Anyhow, great call with the last person. There you go, Shop number 3, True Gold indeed. I almost thought I was listening to a podcast for a moment there. What a pleasantly delightful listen from a very engaging and educated owner. You need to have them on again. So, Jeff, the reason that it sounded like a female is because I use voice changers. I actually did say that in the beginning of the video, but I do a lot of stuff to make sure that we are protecting the identity of these coin shops, because we're not here to call out coin shops that, so and so may not like. We don't want them getting hate calls and getting, spam and things like that. So I don't say where they are. I don't even say what state they're in. I change their voice. I mask out whenever they answer the phone with their shop name or whatever. I always bleep that out. So it sounded like a female because that's the voice changer I used for that one. All right, next up we have Steve. He says a case, 24-pack of either Pepsi or Coke products has doubled in the last 5 years and went up at least $3 in less than a year. Guess what? Both companies posted record earnings just a few days ago. This was on the video where I interviewed Mike and Keith. The real price of silver is much higher. That is very accurate. And one thing people will notice if you look at it is there's a lot of companies that post record profits. Oil companies, for example, definitely did in the last couple of years, and the reason for that is that they love to use, in my opinion, they love to use inflation as a mask, as a way to say, oh, well, we have to raise prices for inflation. And while that's accurate, they may have to raise the prices. To me, at least, it seems like they always raise them higher than they really need to. And as a result, they post record profits, like he just said here with Pepsi and Coke. There's a lot of other businesses that posted record profits as well. Obviously at the expense of regular Americans, unfortunately, where they raise their prices higher than they need to fight inflation. or to adjust for inflation, or whatever you want to call it. All right, next up, this one comes from the True Gold to Silver Ratio. Matt says, more importantly, how many ounces of silver are there in 1,000 gold eagles? Well, there is 0.033 ounces of silver in every 1 ounce gold eagle. So in 1,000 gold eagles, if you do the math times 1,000, that is 33 ounces, just over a kilogram. In other words, there's just over 1 gram of silver in every 1 ounce gold eagle. That comment really had nothing to do with what the video was about, but of course I wanted to share it because it was a funny question. So there is your answer, good sir. All right, next up, Cal from the True Price of Gold and Silver Ratio, or the True Gold and Silver Ratio goes, fascinating analysis. I was just discussing the GSR with my son last night. When I placed 84 ounces of silver next to 1 ounce of gold, it blew my mind that the ratio is so disproportionate. Who decides the GSR anyway? This is the part of the comment that I put the question in here for. Who decides the GSR anyway? The number seems almost arbitrary when faced with other potential foundations of the GSR. The GSR is decided by the market. So, if silver is trading for $20 an ounce and gold's trading for $60 an ounce, the GSR is 3 to 1. Of course, that's not going to happen, but I'm just using it as an example. The market determines the GSR. It's basically just an arbitrary number, like you said, that just shows you how many ounces of silver it takes to equal 1 ounce of gold. So it's not really decided by, well, it is kind of decided by the big banks and manipulators because they keep the price of silver low, therefore inflating the GSR, if you will. But that's for another video. But that answers the question in general. And Cal, thank you so much, and great comment, my friend. All right, next up, this one. Why is silver down? Good question. Medic431 says, holy beep. Coin shop number 3. I wanted to put this one in there because he says, I would attempt to drive the point home. I just want you guys to understand how many comments I got requesting coin shop number 3 to be back on. So guess what? Coin shop number 3 actually watched the video, reached out to me, and we are actually going to be talking when I get back from the Grove Coin Show. We will be doing a video. We will have an interview with him. I think it's going to be great. So I hope you guys are subscribed so you don't miss that video. It is going to be awesome. I will have Coin Shop 3. He will actually say who he is and where he's from as well, for all of you that are wondering. Again, I leave that up to the coin shops that I actually talk to and reveal what we're doing. If they want to acknowledge who they are and let you guys know, then that's awesome for them. I'm happy to let them do that. But of course, I'm not going to do that without their permission. And of course, as always, legalities. I only call one-party consent states. There are some states that I am not allowed to call, Florida, California, Washington, and others, for example, because they require the consent of both parties before I can start recording. So it's kind of hard to ask anonymous questions when they know that you're recording for a YouTube channel, which is why I only call the one-party consents. All right, so next up, this one comes from S-Jack. And he says, this is on the gold to silver ratio. He says, unfortunately, not quite true. You are selling gold and buying silver. If you are lucky, you may get a little discount. The real GSR will be around 74 to 75, not 71, but still lower than 83 to 84. Good video, though. So, S-Jack, I think what you missed in this video, and I wanted to point this out. I picked this comment because I saw this exact type of comment, not worded the same way, but there are people that thought what we were doing is seeing how many ounces of silver you could get by selling an ounce of gold. That's not what we were doing at all, or vice versa. I was just saying, let's take the amount of money it would cost to buy a 1 ounce gold eagle today and see how many ounces of silver we could buy with that same money. So there is no selling gold to buy the silver or selling silver to buy the gold. It was just taking that cash and seeing how many ounces of silver you could get with that cash and how many ounces of gold you could get with that cash. The reason I put this comment up again is because a lot of people left a comment like that, so I wanted to clarify for you guys that were confused. All right, number 9. This one is on the true gold to silver ratio. 95 Rab says the true gold silver ratio is exactly what it is. Anything else, historical or natural, is fantasy and wishful thinking. I put my comment response on here because I don't know, I was being kind of snarky. It's comments like this that crack me up, though, because it's very clear that this guy did not watch the video. We weren't doing any natural fantasy or wishful thinking about what the gold to silver ratio was in this video. We were literally just looking at, like I just said, how much silver you could get with the same cash it would take to buy an ounce of gold. So had he watched the video, he would realize that his comment was not relevant to what the video was about at all. But of course, he just took the title, what is the true gold to silver ratio, and assumed that's what I was talking about. So well done, 95 Rab. Achievement unlocked. Tell me you didn't watch the video without telling me you didn't watch the video. All right, next up, this one comes from Craig, also on the true gold to silver ratio. And this, by the way, is where I get into saying I need to save those comments way earlier than what I do. So when I start seeing videos and I see comments, I just need to save them throughout the month and then do one video at the end instead of trying to go through all my comments at once and picking stuff out because there's so many. Craig says, hi, Silver Seeker, have a question. I'm new to stacking. If a bullion coin has milk spots like the maple leaf, can you clean it? Coins that have collectible value, I understand you can never clean, but if it's a bullion coin and you are stacking for weight, would cleaning it decrease the value or make it undesirable? So Craig, easy question to this. I have a lot of friends that tell me the only way to get rid of milk spots is to apply a ton of heat. And of course, by that, they mean to just melt it and turn it into a hand-poured bar or something of that sort. It is possible to get milk spots out by putting them on a bench polisher, like what you would use for jewelry, but you're going to make the coin look worse than just having the milk spot, so I don't recommend that. Truth is, if you're just stacking it for weight and it has no collectible value, it's not going to hurt it to clean it, because again, if silver's 20, it's 20. If silver's 30, it's 30. It doesn't matter if it's been cleaned or not, if it's only worth silver weight. All right, next up, this one comes from Mustang Dave. He says, how much is the PCGS membership fee? They have 3 tiers, silver, gold, and platinum. Silver, I believe, is $70. Gold is $150, platinum is $250. The difference between the three mainly is that with silver and gold, or I'm sorry, with gold and platinum, you get free submissions. You get 4 vouchers with silver at $149. You get 8 vouchers with platinum at $249. If you're going to be submitting at least 8 coins that are going to cost you the regular submission tier of like 30 whatever dollars it is per coin, you actually, may as well go platinum. You actually save money. So I highly recommend platinum if you're going to submit at least 8 regular tier coins to PCGS. You may as well go platinum. You get a free shirt. You get market reports come to you every 3 months and all sorts of other stuff from PCGS. So that's the one I recommend only if you're going to submit a bunch of coins. If you only plan on submitting maybe 1 or 2 a year, then you may as well just do silver and save the money. Okay, and finally, this one comes from 500 Scoobs. This one is last for 2 reasons. 1, it's not even 24 hours old. 2, it's kind of a question I really wanted to... It touches a lot of people. He says, this was on Why is Silver Down? He says, longtime stacker losing faith, miners getting battered, silver and gold getting plummeted. The game will continue until they say it will end. I get it. Trust me, I actually said I believe in that video that I just bought a bunch of silver at 25.80. As I'm recording, the silver is under 22. So that's not a great feeling for sure. Even though I sell gold and silver on my website, I don't sell very much compared to like a lot of these big online dealers. What I bought, I planned on having a couple of months worth for my website. So yeah, at this point, whenever you buy, like generic rounds off my website, like the stacker boxes, I'm pretty sure I'm losing on them. So yeah, I get it. It hurts. I don't stack to make myself rich, of course. I put my personal stack is what I'm talking about. I put that aside for a rainy day, whether we go through hyperinflation or not. I believe that silver will always keep up with inflation. I believe that silver will always be a store of value, not necessarily a creator of value. Now, I could be wrong, and silver could, of course, go to $100,000 an ounce, and we'll all be gazillionaires. Of course, that's not actually going to happen. It could also go to $10. Unfortunately, I don't know. I do believe that the market is manipulated. It looked very clear to me today, even. And again, we're going to get CoinShop number 3 on the phone from that video. We're going to get some more insight from him as well. But, there are people out there that believe silver should be worth $100, $200, $3 an ounce. I don't. I think silver should probably be in the 30s, maybe low 40s at the most. But it's in the low 20s. So even I believe that it's undervalued. Will it go up? I don't know. Is it easy to lose faith? Yes. Do I feel bad for those losing faith? Absolutely. The only advice I could really give you is to never, no matter what investment you're doing, whether it's going to be silver or gold, whether it's going to be stock market, crypto, whatever it's going to be, never invest more than you can afford to lose. It's kind of like going to a casino. Never take more than you're willing to not have at the end of the day, because you're probably gonna walk out there with nothing. Now, with investing in silver, that's a little bit different. You're not going to walk out with nothing, but there is the chance that you could lose some of your investment, at least in the temporary term. I do believe that long term with stacking silver, you're going to be okay. Even with silver prices where they are today, if you add the premiums, those silver quarters are still worth a gallon of gas even today. But man, I tell you what, it's getting close. We'll see what happens over the next few weeks. I hope that it goes back up. I don't predict silver prices though. I stack fundamentally. I stack smart. I don't stack with money that I can't afford to lose. So I hope that helps, Scoobs. And yeah, I get it. You're probably not the only one losing faith, but we'll see what happens here in the next few weeks. Hopefully it turns back around for us. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor, like I said earlier, don't forget to go down and subscribe. It really does help me out. I greatly appreciate it. And you guys are awesome for doing so. I will try and do a better job of capturing comments earlier in the month, later down for next videos, but this is what we have for you today. So thanks again. We will see you in the next one. You guys are awesome.